Okay, and got all the pins done, and we'll just clean up some of the edges. Just try not to get too close. And clean it up, sanding it after. And the big important part is getting the walkway done now. You don't have to hit it libaciously, you've got lots of contact points. Yeah. That just needs a little sanding and to get painted, primed and painted. So where are we now? Well, we've pretty much, the roof is done. The endoskeleton is done. It looks pretty much like it's ready for sheathing, but not quite. Because at this stage in the game, we have to add some structure to the bottom. Now, these would be supports for truss and piping. So your main rod, 37 millimeters from each end. Each of these is about 15 millimeters in length, and they're centered out at 85 millimeters from the ends. And aside from that, notches had to be placed for such things as footsteps. And once we can get those done, then we can start working towards the interesting stuff, the sheathing. Okay, let's see what progress has been made. old-fashioned elastic bands, simply for the purpose of securing. So the roof has been secured. We now have our foot straps all attached. For these end ones, it was simply a matter of sliding them in because the fit was actually so tight it'll hold them in place, followed by a drop of glue underneath. We have our center rails attached, which were pre-drilled for our rods. And I guess the next thing that we'll do is some sheathing. Okay, we're moving along now. And you can see that we've got sheathing on the same end at opposite sides. But before the sheets went on, I put some paint on underneath so that if the cracks, if there's minor cracking, it won't show, the wood won't show through from the back. That would be kind of a disaster. Okay, so where do we stand now? We've made some progress where we have sheathing applied on one side, and we got the roof painted and glued on. And on the other side, we can see how we're progressing, where we work from one end to the other. And at this stage, I'm going to make certain recommendations for when you're building kits. One is things like this, where the situation where you have a roof that has various intricacies. It might have been better to have spray painted this before it was assembled. That might give better results. At this stage, I'm going to have to mask and spray. The brush may have applied a nice initial coat, but it's not truly satisfactory like a spray-on would have done. And yeah, one last section to glue in place and sides are done. Okay, let's see what progress has been made at this stage. Okay. All the siding is of course on. Hinges and linkages have been added. Shape of the doors has been cut out. Name strip is across the top. A lot of work has happened underneath that you never usually see. The main spar is now an I-beam. Wires have been put through. Bolsters in place for the trucks. Side rails have been put in to give strength to the siding and give it a uniform shape and size. So all in all, it's coming along pretty well. My little pile of scraps keeps getting bigger. That which I've used keeps getting smaller. I'm getting closer to the point where I'll be at a loss as to where all those pieces go. And I'll be darned if I know what these little chips of wood were for. But it's coming along. So, how did this project turn out? You be the judge.